Good evening everybody, my name is Osa and we are playing FS19 on Oakfield Farm, Farming Agency Edition. And we are pretty much out of jobs to do on our farm. So I picked up a baling contract. Now, our baler still has some clover hay in it, which means I'm gonna need to take that bale back when it's created. As per normal with seasons, all baling contracts are for wrapped grass. So that's where we're heading right now. Oh, jeez. Now, big giant tractors that don't have the greatest of turn radiuses. Okay, there we go. Just need to find the grass. Where is the grass? That looks like a clover field on the left. 46. Trundle down here. Oh, this looks like it might come out in the right place, or it might not. Yes, brilliant. So we'll unfold that. Unfold the tide. Stop. Do not move. Okay, we need the swath mode on. That's on. Probably going to need to get the class and get that set up too. So, stop following. Unfold, lower the header. Turn it on and follow the leader. Okay, let us turn that on. Or unfold. There we go. Let's get this thing rolling. I guess one of the nice things about farming agency, because you always have to ted the grass if you want to make hay, just because this is drier than normal grass, it will not convert to hay unless I intentionally ted it. So there is less risk of us getting our baling contracts turning into hay when we don't want them to. CJ Fun Guy, good day and welcome to the stream. Long Hauler, good day. Yeah, we had a lot going on today, so I didn't stream this morning. I do plan to make up for it with a morning stream on Monday, because it's a holiday and it's what I do because everybody else likes to sleep in. And that's why the morning stream is usually on Saturday, but we went out to buy a new car, or a used car, so Mrs. Osa was up bright and early today. Yeah. She doesn't like getting up early. One of our former foster kids used to say, I don't like morning time, because she had to get up in the morning. But then that was followed during the summer months when she was going to bed at sort of 8 o'clock in the evening with, I don't like going to bed when it's morning time. Because obviously morning time is when the sun's up. Oh, I don't have access to this land. Oh, that's sad. Figure out where it restarts. Oh, round about there. Ah, so you get to miss my morning streams. Well, we're doing what we're doing. So yes, from the last episode I've pulled all of the clover hay back to the yard. We stacked it in the barn. Might have done that on stream, and that was a frustrating at best endeavour. And looks like we've got no grass here, so don't know who cut that. There seems to be a fair number of we already did a lap. Okay. I was going to say, there seems to be a fair number of anomalies on this map where stuff doesn't grow, but yeah, I just ran through here with the mowers, so that's why it seems like there's nothing growing here. Now our cows are out of silage, so that could be an issue. We may run this. No, we don't have access to that. Ooh. Dunk that out of the way. There we go. So this actually shouldn't take us too long to complete this contract. I mean, with the size of equipment we're running here, we've got our two biggest tractors. I think I left behind the baler. Oh no. Yes. It's one of the mods I do use when I'm playing single player, because at times like this it's just so much easier to run what I call the mowing train. Obviously in Farm Sim 17, before we had this particular mower set, I used to run with windrower following up the mower, and then the baler was following that. And then the trick was to wrap the bales as quickly as we could do it, because otherwise it would turn into hay. If we were cutting in this situation, the ground's dry, but this is cutting as grass. You've got wet grass, grass, and semi-dry grass. So you cannot, on a farming agency map, harvest semi-dry grass. You can either harvest wet grass if the wet crop icon is running, and regular grass if the semi-dry, or if the ground is dry. So that's what we have here. We have dry ground, so we're creating grass. Now apparently, and I haven't tried it out, you can't put wet grass into a silage bunker, but you can put grass into a silage bunker. You can wrap either type, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to actual silage bunkers, it has to be grass. Okay. I guess we'll go back the way we came. But because you have to go through the step of turning grass into semi-dry grass and then leaving it to dry, we have no risk of this ever becoming hay. So I've got all the time in the world to go and pick the wrapper up. Otherwise, normally I would be running the mowing kit with the baler and the wrapper in rapid succession. And we would be cutting this grass at 5 miles an hour because we're creating so much of it. The baler can't keep up. And the wrapper can't keep up either, if we were pulling that along. So we'll bring the wrapper over on the JCB. The conditioning mowers Oh, you might be right there. Yes, then this is a conditioning mower. I don't have a bucket here, so I can't tell. But I don't think it matters. We're baling this up, so you don't get semi-dry grass bales. So I think we're okay. But you're right, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what we're creating here. And with a conditioning mower, we could be all the way to dry grass, or semi-dry grass. But we are keeping well ahead of the baler on these corners, so we can actually make these turns. So once I've finished mowing the field itself, the conditioning mowers with seasons running on a farming agency map do not spit out dry hay. In this condition, I think they should be spitting out semi-dry grass. You're basically skipping one tedding step. Now I get confused because with clover there is no timed component of making clover hay. So what you have to do is cut the clover, and I think again the conditioning mower will do its conditioning thing. So we'll end up with slightly drier material, but the clover you start with, I think you can start with wet clover, you can start with clover, and you might be able to start with semi-dry clover, but you have to ted it to get from the semi-dry to the hay. There's no wait for it to dry out where there is in grass. It was the test we did last week because I wasn't entirely sure how to make clover hay, but you just keep tedding it until it becomes hay. Whereas with grass, you keep tedding it until it becomes semi-dry grass, and then you just have to leave it and wait. Of course, the advantage with having a windrow rather than a self-rowing mower system is all this grass in the corner would be picked up by me just driving over it like this, and the windrower that's following us would then fix the problem. But that's not going to happen for us because the mower only windrows the grass it's picking up. So we're going to have to run around with the baler and fix all of that ourselves. Oh, yeah. In a way, the fact that I had the hard drive crash, that's just cleared out my mod folder. So I'm really running about 20 mods. Or I have 20 mods loaded on my hard drive, of which I'm using a few. And that's, it's really a case of they were getting, I knew they were getting out of hand. They always get out of hand when I play Farm Sim. And I did come across, kind of too late, because, as I said, I pared back all of the mods I have running on my hard drive. But I did come across a mod manager where you start the mod manager instead of Farming Simulator, and you tell it what folder your mods are in, and it basically does an override folder before it starts the game itself. And so then what happens is you end up only being able to use the mods that are in that folder. Now it might result in you creating multiple folders with the same mods in them, because you use, follow me on every game you play. But also I might use this ag code tractor just on this playthrough, so on some of my other playthroughs it's not active. So that can be a thing. That's a pain. Looks like that left mower is stuck on the grass bale. Let's see if I can turn around and get that out of the way. There we go. I'm going to have to run down this side, because that's the only way I'm going to cut that row. So I picked up another bale because they're just annoying and get in the way. Hey. But it also has, the mod manager has the ability to say, I only want, I want a mod folder with a common set of mods in it that I always want to play in all my things. And when you set up a new folder, you can say, I want my default mod list loaded. And it will copy all of those mods into your new folder. Then you start a new game using that folder, and it only has those mods in the mod list, which was kind of nice. But as I said, I kind of found that too late, and since I'm down to a few tens of mods, it's not like I'm having problems searching through 300 mods to find the ones I want. Let's find our class. Oh yeah, you seem to be blocked by an object. That would be not good. You seem to have driven on the fence. What the heck? Oh no, I know what's happened there. It's the bale hedge thing. What's it called? The bale hedge thing, where bales can't drive through hedges on Oxygen David maps. And this is at its core an Oxygen David map. Yeah, I mean, and actually the mod manager that I saw, it might have been someone like Farmer Klein was demoing it, or someone like that. But that particular mod manager allowed you to put the folders on another drive, not just your C drive. So it was quite, what's the word for it? Quite versatile. But then you only needed one map in each of your mod folders, and you still have you still have the download folder, but you copy the mods you want from that folder into your effective runtime game folder. Okay, we're caught up. But again, the problem with turn everything back on again. The problem with a mod manager like that is it takes them a couple of years to develop it, and then by the time you get to it, it's you've got 5 game saves and 300 mods in your mod folder, and it's quite laborious to then back it all out into game folders. Whitehawk, good day, welcome to the stream. We are late today. It's not really 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Weekend is going good. We bought ourselves a used Chevy Equinox pre-2018 model, so it's got the bigger engine and is 2818 model is quite small. It's sort of gone from a mid-size SUV to a smaller SUV. So I'm kind of happy we got the one we did. It appears to be better fuel efficiency than the Saab 9-3 that we have, and it uses regular gas or E85 if we decide to go that way, where the Saab 9-3 uses premium, so it's cheaper as well to fill. We're still kind of getting used to it all. As we've driven it about 60 miles today. Maybe less. I don't know. Please do not lift the mower off the ground while we do this. Yeah, that's the engine we have. The problem was the choices were really the 2.4 or the 1.5 turbo, and I've heard more bad things about the 1.5 turbo than I heard about the 2.4. Exactly. Yeah, I mean that's my thing. And this is the newest vehicle we've bought in about 10 years, and it's still 4 years old. But that's the problem. You buy a brand new car and it's worth 30% less as you drive it out the front gate and put license plates on it. So buying brand new is not the most effective method of getting into a car, money-wise. Now obviously if you're going to buy a 10-year-old car, you expect problems. In fact, my experience, not only expect problems, but buying it has no dealer warranty at all. It's as is. And there are all the issues that the previous owner just got so fed up with that, well, I've replaced the suspension, I've replaced the brake rotors, and I've replaced the tyres, and now the battery's gone. I just can't face it anymore, I'm done. And it's sort of, well, if you'd replaced the battery and probably done an oil change once every few thousand miles instead of once in never, it might have been a little bit more reliable for you. So I mean, our Saab 9-7, we had the rear tailgate wouldn't lock when we bought it, and we probably took about 9 months before we replaced that, because the only thing we were using it for was going to and from the store. There were a couple of other things that needed to be replaced, because we live in Michigan and we don't really have roads here. We have sort of apocalypse level tracks running between cities. I can't remember whether it was the front or rear suspension just packed up, so we had to replace the suspension. As I said, I can't remember if it was front or back, but we only replaced half the suspension. And then just recently the air conditioning started playing up, and it's sort of, we're done. Because we still have contact with a foster kid who does not do hot temperatures, so she would not be able to ride in the car on a hot day with no air conditioning. So it was time to replace it. But all the stuff that was wrong with it, yeah, like the rear tailgate lock and a couple of other things, that was the last straw that the previous owner had. It's sort of, I put so much money in this car and I just can't face putting any more into it. We were kind of there with it as well. Sort of, yeah, we've replaced the suspension, we've done this, we've done that, and now the air conditioning's not working. Okay, I'm done. Okay, should be able to turn that off, fold that up, turn that off, lift it off the ground, fold it up, and where's the exit of this field? Whoa, yeah! Actually, I think it was back in that corner over there. Yes, sorry, it's this corner. Okay, stop that there. Make it very quick over to this one. Turn that off and keep driving. Yeah, and that was the thing with most of our used vehicles that we've had. We knew there were things wrong with it, and there were some things we accepted, and there were some things that are critical. So, as an example, taking the 97, the tire pressure system didn't work, and every time you turned it on it was saying, oh, service the tire pressure monitor system, and it's sort of, yeah, I've got a thing you stick on the stem and you can test the tire pressure and it's no big deal, and we used to do that when I was a kid, so you don't need all this fancy gizmos testing the tire pressure constantly. I can just get by with testing it once in a while. So we never bothered replacing that. And we sold it today with tire pressure monitoring system not working. But that's it. It's but things like, okay, the fluids need changing. Yeah, we'll do that. And it needs a service. Yes, we'll do that, because if you keep it serviced, it's going to give you a good life. You're not going to have too many problems with it. And that 97, really, there was nothing mechanically wrong with it. It was the cosmetics that, frankly, I couldn't care less about fixing. My 9.3, the Bluetooth system's broken. The Bluetooth computer has never worked on it. I can pair up my phone, but as soon as I turn the engine off, it forgets all about my phone, and I have to pair it up again. I can't be hassled with doing that every time I get in the car, so I don't use the hands-free on my phone connected to the car's Bluetooth system. But I'm not paying $800 to fix that, because it's not critical for making the car go places. Turn that off, that might actually go a bit faster. Actually succeeded turning it off, there we go. JWoww, good day and welcome to Saturday stream. I am doing good. We are, as I've explained, late stream today because we went car shopping this morning. But we will have a bonus stream on Monday as well, at the usual Saturday time of around about 9 o'clock in the morning. Right, and yeah, we tend to go to somewhere like Discount Tire, and they'll fix the tyres, they'll rotate them, they'll balance them, They do free pressure monitoring, and for the life of the tyre they'll do free rotation, so, and they're just round the corner, so it's a little bit more convenient than driving 30 miles to the vehicle dealership to get it done. Plus vehicle dealers, in my experience, tend to charge a bit more for changing tyres than a dedicated tyre place, because you're paying mechanic rates to change tyres, whereas at a tyre place you're paying someone who spends all day doing tyres. That was especially true when I was riding my BMW motorcycle. I could go to the tyre place and they were effectively charging 20-30 bucks to replace the tyre, and if I went to the BMW dealer they were charging 100 bucks because it was an hour's work, sort of, kind of, and that's just ridiculous, and you're paying the service technician rate. Now obviously your GM dealer's not charging quite the same amount as a BMW technician is for his hourly rate. That wasn't bike dealers, that was BMW bike dealer, because a BMW technician charges a lot more than a Honda technician does, whether he's servicing the fuel injection system or changing a tyre. He's charging exactly the same rate for his time. And I've got a nice friendly mechanic that does mechanic stuff. He does not get involved with airbags or electronic systems, so things like my Bluetooth problem I would have to take it to a mainline dealer to fix, because my mechanic will not touch that. But fixing flattened valves because they were made of poor quality material, he's perfectly happy with that. I had the 9.3 engine, all of the valves replaced at about 100,000 miles because GM, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put low quality valve stems on the 2.0 turbo engine, and they effectively got hammered flat, caused a drop in compression. And I took it into my guy, and he said, "Oh, we've got a serious problem here. Yeah, you've got no compression in your number 3 cylinder, and one of the others doesn't look too good as well. And we might want to be looking for a new engine." And it's sort of, yeah, that's not a good thing. And I went home and Googled the problem, and it's sort of, yeah, it's poor quality parts that GM installed on the engines. And then as soon as I told him that, it was sort of, oh, well, we just have to source the correct parts and we'll be good. And we did. I think he ended up getting them from somewhere like Poland, of all places. Oh, not he.